pretty impressed with what he did. Get that thing out of there.
No, because it was pretty far in there. No, I mean, it worked pretty dang good getting it off that mountain.
These falls, and we tell my family I love them.
Who was a part of this decision? There's got to be more video about Quinton saying, I am going to jack this thing up. You do realize the sparks means you're hitting steel, right?
Yeah.
GoPro still on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. No, that is not a rusted out exhaust pipe. That is what's left of his frame.
That's a little JB Weld can't fix.
Somewhere in North Florida lives a man who wants to move his family back to Montana, a man who wants to build a coffee empire. But first, he needs to get his family to cooperate.
I'm Shane Willems. Welcome to my life. So, I was out doing my CEO and Quinton was supposed to be getting this ready so that I could help him weld it because there wasn't enough snow at Anaconda to justify snowmobiles, and my brothers were coming and they wanted to see the property. So we decided to bring the 4-seater, because we had 5 of us, and then the 4-wheeler. But this 4-wheeler, if you recall, back last year, we had our camera guy Nico with us and he tore it up. You had to, tie it together to get down off the mountain. So we knew we had some welding we had to do on the frame. So we went and picked it up. Quinton was supposed to take it apart. And then, of course, I'd come in and weld it.
Figure out how. I think that's about where it went like that. That's where it was. But you got it's like a puzzle. You got some JB Weld?
I did mention that.
So I want you to remove the black shields. What'd you do, cut that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because I didn't want to remove it.
Quinton, peacock.
I mean, come on.
What? You act like this folder is like...
Whatever, this half is mine, this half is yours.
This was Quinton and this was our first purchase together. We partnered up on this. He rides it, I fix it. That's pretty much...
Yep.
Like this is the epitome of excellence here.
Well, I got to get that out of there, so you're going to have to take it off anyhow. So...
What the hell, man?
I can't fix this right there. It's just too thin. I can't popcorn that together. But what I can do is I can get it tacked in place in the right spot, and then I can we'll come up with a way to build a splint clear up here, clear to back here. Because we're not going to have any tubing. I'd like to get some tubing we can cut in half or something. My guess, somebody drove this in the water and filled that full of water and then left it. It just kind of rusted through.
Which, granted, I have yet to break that 4-wheeler. Everyone else has. Rachel, Stephanie, Nico.
I mean, I'm not thinking it's broke and that caused I think there's just nothing left of that damn pipe.
Nothing, literally nothing.
But I can weld this side, but I can't do a proper weld on this with that plastic on there.
Sure.
Yeah, I can do it, but you got to get this plastic out of here.
Okay.
Take like this screw and that screw. That's why I don't understand your choice. I do not understand how you must have just decided, oh, we don't care about that. That's a whole anti-skid plate keeping you from ripping out the bottom of your damn 4-wheeler, and you just decided to just cut a chunk of it out of there.
Yeah, it's just like
you lazy bastard.
It's like a little 2x4 chunk.
Okay, here's what happened. Quinton jacked it up. He looked at it and said, oh, that shield's going to have to come off. Oh, man, that would require me moving the jack. I don't want to move the jack. I'm just going to get a chunk out of the shield.
Yep.
So instead of moving the jack, he cuts a chunk out of the stinking shield going underneath the bottom of the machine. And then I get there and the first thing I do is I make him move the jack. I mean, I don't understand.
You jerk.
What are you about to do? What are you looking for? Well, you can't cut that on the saw?
I have to change the blade out.
Okay, then, yeah, you're gonna have to change the blade out because you're not gonna.
You don't think that'll cut?
Well, do you want to cut through a 1-inch solid steel rod with that?
I don't know. It might cut pretty easy.
Okay.
I think we should try it.
I don't. I really don't. I think I want to take this rod, and I'm gonna machine it again with a grinder. Quinton calls this machining. He's like, that's a machine, that's machining. It's not machining.
A machine did that though. You took an electric grinder, which is a machine.
That's what I'm gonna do again here. I'm gonna try to stick a piece of pipe in this, a steel rod in this, and that's gonna give me something really beefy to kind of melt that all together. And it'll make this side, so the side that's weakest, I think I can make it pretty strong. The right way to do this would be to remove the engine, remove the transmission, remove all the plastic off the top, give me full access to the whole thing. This is where I wish we had a lathe, because this is definitely the slow way to go to do this. Professionally turned, machined.
That's some precise machinery right there.
Precise machining shit. There's got a ways to go, unfortunately. What are you doing exactly?
I'm just trying to clean it up for
Are
you.
you trying to be helpful? I knew this was gonna suck. You're so close. You just got a little teeny bit, and you're like, yeah, I should be able to grind that down, but
You want me to grind it?
no, I'm just gonna take time.
I can grind it. You go do your truck.
All I want to do is put washer fluid in my truck, and then get water and clean my fuel area where I spill diesel on. That's
Well,
all.
let me grind it. You go do
Anybody
that.
could do that. You don't want you have Cassie do it. See if you can.
Cassie's
have
not here.
See if you have enough patience to talk Kendra through it.
I'd rather grind.
Your face, you give it all away. You're like, I'm gonna be a real asshole. I'm gonna say this. I mean, I'd rather grind. It's not grinding. It's machining.
Oh yeah, my mistake.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to go in that far anyhow. So I think I'm good with that. As long as we cut it in the right spot. It's getting warm. See, at least gives me something right here to melt onto. So I could figure out a way to pound that in there more. And then this right here, I can weld all this. And I can try to get in here, kind of imaginary weld that. I'm assuming that this tubing is that thin everywhere. So in theory, if I turn my welder down enough and I can kind of start globbing that shit on there, this side, no way. I was not gonna be able to weld that pop canny shit. We're gonna have to, I don't know why he doesn't got the plastic cover off yet. I cannot believe he cut that.
I was very, very offended by that.
Quinton,
Yeah.
we got work to do, you know. If you could get me my welder set up.
You were overeating somewhere, weren't you? You come back burping.
I was working on your truck, man.
I can't believe Cassie just left like that.
She just left.
Just tell her, you know what, the next time you're having problems, don't call Daddy or Quinton. I went in there and asked her to design me a file for that snowmobile, you know? Mm-hmm. And she just turned around and left. That's rude. So let the world know, Cassie sucks. This side over here, you can tell it kind of broke, but it's not all deteriorated away. So I'm gonna try to weld this up in here and weld this pipe and just weld it on there as good as I can. I do not understand this. This is a nice, perfect shield. It's in good shape. He lifts this thing up and says, well, hell, he can't weld with that there. So he just takes a saw and he just cut this whole chunk of plastic out of there.
I mentioned that a few times, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so. What's the freaking problem, my guy?
I'm showing America, and I'm going to let them see what the problem is. There was no reason to ruin that. I mean, it was imperfect. It's probably the only thing on this whole damn four-wheeler that's in one piece.
Dude,
At least it was.
the old Suzuki, it don't need that.
You're gonna every time you go over a piece of sagebrush now, you're gonna have to wonder, was that the piece of sagebrush that's gonna jack up my four-wheeler?
Suzuki don't feel no pain.
Suzuki is feeling an insult. There might not be pain, but there's feelings involved here. I'll guarantee you one thing. This is gonna be some splattery frickin' rust. That's the thing. I'm welding something match paper thin to a freaking solid steel piece of pipe. So it's like, can I melt my solid steel pipe enough that it'll grab? I don't know, I might have to crank it up, just kind of puddle it. We're gonna figure this out though. I think it's cursed.
The four-wheeler?
Think of the life of this thing. My other four-wheeler, not one incident, man. This one here rolled through my garage door.
Not the four-wheeler's fault.
Rachel rolled it over.
Not the four-wheeler's fault.
Now this.
Not the four-wheeler's fault.
Well, who the hell's fault is it if it ain't four-wheeler's fault?
Whoever jammed it up, dude.
Dude, did
First
you
of all,
see the thickness of
Stephanie.
that pipe?
I say Stephanie was the
Did you see the thickness of that pipe?
first culprit.
Did you see the thickness of the pipe?
Hey,
Do you have my welding helmet?
no, I ain't got your weld helmet. I ain't even got your power to your welder yet.
Stop swearing at me.
Cassie is a much better assistant.
Where are Scott's? I should wear Scott's helmet and screw it up.
Your helmet's over there on your welder.
On my welder?
Yeah. What the hell is going
I
on?
can't even tell, man. It looks like
going on?
it looks like somebody wrapped it with carpet or something. Dude, it is so thin.
Yeah, that's really bad.
What, did it blow through?
Wow, there's just nothing there.
Sure.
You cannot weld this shit. All right, take the plastic down. Hey, Quinton, we might have to take it all the way off. So I don't know if you want to move it to where we can get at it with a forklift. I have to have this lifted up and that plastic out of the way so that I can come up with a plan as to how we can splint that somehow. I'll kind of weld it like I'm doing. This is going even worse than I thought it would. And I thought it was going to go pretty bad.
I was still kind of thinking I could do a halfway decent fix of that spot. But that's before I seen what I see when he takes the cover off.
What size underwear do you think it takes
What?
to cover that ass? I mean, seriously.
You jackass.
I thought that was a reasonable comment considering my view at the time.
I don't even know. It's got to be like a number. It ain't an extra large. Because it'll be like a 36X or something.
Jesus Christ, man. 36X?
You couldn't count them. You'd be like 1, 2, 3. Oh, shit, gotta start over. There's a lot of freaking X's, I bet. He knows. He won't tell us.
I think I hurt his feelings, Nico. He stopped talking to me after that.
Yeah, that was so much freaking work.
Oh, that was hard.
I kind of like the hole now, though.
He's so full of shit. All right.
All right, boss.
Before I go down there, do you want to comment on the size of my ass? I mean, if you want, come stand right
You want
next.
to compare asses?
Yeah, if you want to stand next to me, dude. My end or whatever mine is, his has got to be at least triple that. Wouldn't you agree? He's got like 3 ass cheeks. He's got to.
You want me to do the nacho thing, though?
I don't even know who Nacho is. So
The Nacho Libre?
You're going to have to use some simpler references when you're working with old people, man. Ed would probably get it.
Oh,
Oh, how am I going to deal with that mess?
I don't like how my full is exposed right now.
I'm sorry. Did we hurt your feelings? But see, look at this. Right here.
Yeah?
That's outside the brake area. It's got holes in it.
When I was dropping that aluminum off, Scott went and looked at this and he said, make sure you got the cameras and the microphone unchained.
Hey, look, look.
Holy
Yeah, it's dead, man. Can we call it?
but my full pretty much the same thing's happening there.
So you're saying Scott looked at this, turned tail and ran, and said, make sure you get the camera running when Shane sees this. That's what Scott said.
Yeah.
So basically that frame was broken 2 other places. Not just cracked, completely busted.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the other one yet. I'm still saying I'll fix this one.
Yeah.
And then I look across the other side, I'm like, it's broke over there too.
Okay, turn me back down to my lowest setting. I'll try to get a little more on this side. This made it to where I'm willing to say, that's good enough on that. I mean, I could.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
There's nothing on left to weld to, so that's what Scott's welds look like. The only reason I did this is to show you what Scott's welds look like. That's what it looks like when you weld a rusty pop can.
That is some globby stuff. But I guaranteed one trip, and guess what? It made it through the trip. And he did some gnarly stuff with it too.
All right.
Saying a prayer? Moment of silence?
I'm
or
saying goodbye.
to me or the four-wheeler?
Rest in peace. If you're not willing to put a frame under it, this one's dead.
We got some plans going for that four-wheeler, and I don't know when it'll be in Anaconda. I won't have time to look at it before then.